Are the Chicago Bears no longer moving to Arlington Heights? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please hit the subscribe button down below. Please make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms, guys. As always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so everything up until this point, Bears fans and NFL fans in general were under the belief that the Bears are moving to Arlington Heights. They had purchased the property. Everything was set to go. They were going to buy out the lease and go ahead and move from Soldier Field to Arlington Heights. Well, it seems like that situation has hit a little bit of a stall, if you will. And this really comes from the news that President Kevin Warren, president of the Chicago Bears, met with the mayor of Naperville about a potential proposal of a new stadium there. Naperville is a suburb in Chicago. Now, why would Kevin Warren do that? Well, basically, it's complicated, but it has to do with taxes and property taxes. All right, so let me just break down this quote by a man named Mark Gannis, who is considered a stadium expert in the NFL business on stadiums, and he was on 670 The Score, and he said the following, and I quote, "This is unfortunately what happens in Cook County and Illinois with our political system. Our wonderful politicians. Far too frequently, what you have is a bunch of parties that are trying to make their bones on the backs of the Bears politically. They're saying, well, if the Bears want this, we're going to charge them through the nose for that, and we're going to take the property taxes and this thing that Churchill Downs was paying a couple $1 million a year for, and they're going to have to pay double-digit millions. And that's just a start. This is before they put a $2 to $3 billion stadium in the ground and before they put any of the ancillary development in the ground, which they will never be able to move," end quote. All right, so a lot to unpack here, but basically the gist of the situation is it's all a political game, right? With politics and the, local government here in Illinois, just making it more difficult for the Bears to move for whatever reason. It's basically the Bears having to pay more property taxes by moving to Arlington Heights than another entity would. So it's just unfair, right? They're making the Bears pay more property taxes, so much so that it's not feasible, and it's just not fair outright. And so Kevin Warren, like any businessman, is exploring his options to see what other stadiums are out there. Ultimately, folks, I still expect Arlington Heights to be the place where the Bears move. I think that, it's most likely going to be that, but it's a fluid situation, right? If this political game is going to be played here, it's going to drag out and it's going to get ugly. But at the end of the day, I still think it's going to be Arlington Heights for the Chicago Bears. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult than was earlier predicted. So that's really the situation here. I think, it's obviously still going to happen, but I just think it's going to be a little bit more difficult. And that's really all that I'm reading from this. I don't expect Naperville to have a new Bear Stadium, but again, you never know. It's a fluid situation. It could change any minute. But the Bears purchased the Arlington Heights property. Hard for me to see them just, move off that. And again, the property taxes thing, totally unfair for the Bears to have to do that. But I do think those demands will come off, and this is just going to be one of those, right, political battles. Somebody's going to have to obviously budge, and we're eventually going to have a new stadium. So that's essentially what the issue is. It's a time thing. Let's just be patient and see what happens here. Probably don't have to worry about it for a couple more years in terms of the stadium obviously coming there and being built. So that's just what I'm going to do. Wait for no new movement. But yeah, if any other updates happen, I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know what you guys think about this. Kind of annoying, man. Honestly, I just want a new stadium. State-of-the-art. Soldier Field is so old, so small. Like, it's time for us to get a new stadium. And for Chicago and for the Bears, they can't even do that because everything has to do with politics. Sad to see. Let me know what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching.